very windy day here in Kingman, Arizona. I've driven more than halfway. Started the day in Phoenix, Arizona, ending the day in Las Vegas, Nevada. Finally, 50 days. 50 days, I think it's 50 exactly, after leaving New York, I'm making it into Vegas. Stay tuned for perhaps not the final map segment of the month, but there will be a map portion to this video. Stay tuned for that. Before I get into the parameters of the poker challenge, which for me start in like 4 hours or something, wanted to show you some pictures. Took a ton of pictures when I was hanging out with the people who made me in Arizona. I'll limit it to probably like 2 per day. That's what I'm thinking. Haven't made the slideshow yet, but I'll limit it to 2 pictures a day. Show you what I made, show you what we did in Arizona, and then I'm going to drive on the way into town. Got to stop at a Winco for a couple of things in Henderson before I get to the Strip, and then probably talk to you again when I'm in Winco and discuss all the parameters of the challenge. Hope it's a little less windy. Probably not going to be any less sunny, but hope it's a little less windy over there in Henderson, Nevada. All right, day 1. Took a walk around downtown Phoenix, Chase Field, got a picture of it where the Diamondbacks play baseball. Right next to this also, by the way, is where the Suns play basketball, but didn't really care about that. Next, dinner. It wasn't a ton on the first day. Took a lot just to drive into town. It was some pasta. It was pretty good. Day 2, I think the nickname was the Herd Museum. Don't remember the full name. A lot of indigenous history, largely Navajo. Got a picture of these sculptures that people in the culture make. This is Arizona State University campus. This thing that is like suspended above the park is supposed to represent the saguaro cactus flower, which is the state flower, asked a student who was nearby. This Flying V cabin, this is in the Pioneer Living Museum, something like that. Might not be getting the title right. You can see no windows, but there are slots for guns. There was a feud between the Tewksburys and the Grahams, a lot like the Hatfields and McCoys. And this was a structure such that you could be protected, but get your weapons out of the walls. No windows. Later that day, went to a TPC Scottsdale. They are still taking down the stands from the Waste Management Open. Not that I got a picture of the stands, but this is, I don't know, I guess the 9th or the 18th hole. Next day, Petrified Forest National Park, about 3.5 hours away. Nice view, and really like the colors on these rocks, the levels of the colors. That was pretty cool in this area. Day after that, same thing, different part of Petrified Forest National Park, and a lot of the wood is so petrified they don't classify it as wood anymore. This is classified as stone, and you can tell by the colors and like how shiny some parts of it are. That's interesting. Took many millions of years for that to happen, but it happened. Also saw some petroglyphs on the side of this rock. That was cool. Next day, Desert Botanical Gardens. Of course, had to get a picture of the compost pile. Largely cacti and trees, but there is an area where they're growing produce, and they had a compost pile. Had to get a picture in this old school kitchen. You see the pot, you see the fire, and this wall made of plants such that the wind doesn't mess up your fire when you're cooking things. So I got a picture in this kitchen from like 3,000 years ago. Then went hiking. One steep trail. So you turn around and you see the city of Phoenix, and then later that day, a less steep trail. So you're just kind of walking between the hills. That was easier on the legs, and that was pretty cool to be like inside the area. Then final day, spring training game. Giants, Rockies. Logan Webb is the pitcher. In this picture, he was the Giants opening day starter last year, and he's going to be the Giants opening day starter this year, so that was cool to watch him pitch. And had to get a picture of this guy's Marco Scutaro jersey. Not a lot of Marco Scutaro jerseys out there. He made one All-Star team in his life. It was with the Giants. So if you're going to see a Scutaro jersey, it's going to be a Giants jersey. He came up with the Mets, though. That's why I know him. He was with the Mets, the Giants, Rockies, Red Sox, I think 2 other teams. Don't see a lot of these, so I had to follow this guy for a while, even though my hands were full getting my phone out, get a picture of this. Alright, made it to Winco. It's behind me. Pigeons just tried to attack me, still alive. Anyway, Hope you enjoyed the Arizona pictures. The 7, okay, so I'm calling it the 777 challenge because originally there were 3 sevens. It was 7 days, 7 poker rooms, 7 hours each. It expanded, there's actually 7 sevens in it now. So it's 7 days still. It's actually going to be 8 calendar days. One day I can't dedicate the whole day to playing, so I'm going to be playing 7 days out of an 8 calendar day stretch. It's going to be 7 poker rooms, exactly 1 room each day and a different room each day. It will be 7 hours and 7 minutes of play at least in each room, so easy to add those 7 minutes on the end. That gets me to 4 sevens, and I don't usually do this, but we'll see if I can make $777. 3 more sevens, 7 sevens total, very symmetric or something like that. See, the reason I usually do hours challenges, because hours make sense. Dollar amount goals don't make sense. Say for instance, I'm doing this and it's the final day and there's 20 minutes left and I'm up like $850. I'm not going to just fold every single hand for the last 20 minutes just to make sure I meet the dollar part of the challenge. Also, say I'm only up 600 with 20 minutes left on the final day. I'm not going to just get all in with rags just for the chance of adding a buy-in to the profit loss number and getting above $777 in profit. So that's why dollar amounts don't really make sense, but people like results and it's a challenge, so challenges get profit loss numbers and durations anyway, so I'm going to say them anyway. So let's see if I can make $777, although I can't try any more or less to get that amount. Like every time I play, I'm trying to win. I can't do extra things, I can't subtract things either, but whatever. So a profit goal added to this challenge also. So I actually have to get started today. I want it to be done by Wednesday next week, the 19th. Tournament, there are playing games, but round 1 of March Madness begins on Thursday, March 20th. We don't want to miss playing during round 1, so people are getting into town, mostly Herbs and Rye and my Kansas friend, getting into town on Wednesday the 19th. I want it to be done by then. The 5 days starting Wednesday the 19th, there's going to be poker wherever we feel like playing. There's going to be some restaurants. Don't want the challenge to still be going on when that happens. So today for me is the 11th, and like I said, one day I can't play all day, so the 11th through the 18th, 7 of those 8 calendar days I will play. Today's one of them, so I got to get a few things in Winco right there, and then check into my room, and then play. The strategy part of this, by the way, is what room on what day. Of course, Venetian, Encore, Bellagio, Aria, Bally's, you probably call it Bally's Horseshoe, and MGM, any day works. What's the 7th room? I've been between South Point and Resorts World. South Point could be any day, although things are better later. Resorts World, if I pick Resorts World, like I'm not sure Wednesday at Resorts World there are 7 hours of games. Maybe, I'm not there that often. There have been a lot of like afternoons. I've checked Bravo during the week and seen no games going. So if I pick Resorts World, pretty sure it needs to be Friday or Saturday. I would have no problem. I would be very confident Friday. Yeah, playing, 5 to midnight, 6 to 1, something like that. But don't think I could go to like Resorts World on Monday and expect 7 hours of play in there. So there's a little strategy behind what room, what day. Today, I know where I'm playing, I know where I'm starting, but that will be tomorrow's video for you. So I'm gonna go into Winco, get some things, and then we'll end the video here, because I really gotta get going. So many pigeons around. I guess people feed them or they just eat scraps. I understand when there's food scraps in like a McDonald's parking lot. I never understand in a supermarket parking lot. Are people like not getting the food from their like shopping carts into their cars and the food just falling on the floor? I don't get why there's so many pigeons around here. Anyway, I will end today's video with the map, of course. Started in Phoenix, Arizona, drove to Vegas, finally. 50 days after leaving New York, I'm in Vegas. Map to end the video. And tomorrow's video will be me in like 3 hours, 4 hours, starting a poker session for day 1 of the 777 Poker Challenge. All right, finally made it into town. These map videos started almost 2 months ago. Started in New York, finally made it to Vegas. Last leg of the trip focusing on Northwest Arizona and Southeast Vegas. Zoomed in, pretty simple drive. There it is. Little bit of it is mountainous. Phoenix, Arizona to Las Vegas, Nevada. And it's about 300 miles, which is about 480 kilometers. And without stopping, the drive takes about 5 hours.